is around that. So to start off, find a nice comfortable sitting position. You can be in a chair, you can be sat on the ground. I'm on a meditation cushion just because I need to get my hips a little bit higher for my spine to be straight. But we're going to start off with a little bit of breathing. And you can start with the eyes open here if you like. And I've got this, it's got a name and I don't remember it, but I've got this little ball, for lack of a better word. And what I tend to use it for is often sort of breathing rhythms and creating rhythms. And so maybe just notice at first what your breath is like. You can close the eyes for it or keep them open. As I said, whatever's comfortable for you. But just explore. I invite you to explore what the breath feels like coming into this space. And it could be an indicator of where you're coming from. Maybe it's work, maybe it's other things in your day, family things, friends. But the breath, it could be a little bit shallower. So maybe it just moves in and out. And you feel that there's more space there. It's coming a bit more into your chest is one thing that often happens. Maybe the belly isn't even moving much. You're tense around there. Or maybe you notice something about the quality of it. Maybe it sticks in some places. Maybe you notice a difference on the inhale. And the exhale, maybe nice and smooth. Or maybe it's the opposite. And the inhale feels really good, but the exhale feels like it's not quite as comfortable. And then let's take a nice deep breath together. We'll cleanse one out to start on the same beat. So let's take an inhale, see if you can really fill it up, whatever the capacity is right now. And then exhale, sigh it out. And just pause at the bottom. And then let's take slightly smaller breaths. And maybe start to focus on creating a little bit of space there. Start to feel around the chest and the belly. And see if you can breathe into both. And then maybe gradually starting to make that breath a little bit longer, create a little bit more space. And as you're breathing in and out, maybe focus on just building a little bit more space, lengthening that breath a little bit more each time. If the eyes are still open and it's comfortable, you're always welcome to close them. And just keep seeing if you can increase and build a little bit more space with each breath. Maybe focusing on the corners, the edges of the lungs. Maybe focusing on really filling up the belly. Or maybe focusing on both. See if you can fill up the corners and the edges of the lungs. And then the belly. And really emptying them out. Maybe just beginning to allow that breath to find a natural rhythm. So you're not consciously trying to create that space. You're just letting it rest in whatever rhythm it's found. And just resting for a moment in that rhythm. Notice if there's even any difference in how you feel in the space, how the breath feels. Just from that simple little conscious focus on creating that space. And if the eyes are closed, take a moment and start to slowly blink them open. And we'll begin with some really nice, slow, simple movements to open up around the neck, the shoulders, a little bit around the chest and upper back. So let's start with some neck rolls. As you inhale, find some height through the spine and neck. Exhale, bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Good, take an inhale here. And as you exhale, just gently bringing the gaze down and allowing the head to roll through the front and over to the other side, right ear to right shoulder. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, just rolling on back to the other side. Nice and easy for the first few, moving with that breath. The inhales are at the pause of the movement on each side. And the exhales bring you through the front and over. And you might start moving at your own pace. Your breath might be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter than mine. But as you take little rolls side to side, I invite you to start to notice where there's a sensation of space within the movement. So maybe it's around the neck, the sides. As you're rolling forward, maybe it's through the neck, but maybe it's also a little bit down through the upper back, between the shoulder blades. Maybe it's in a few other places, but you're just noticing for you, where is that sensation of an opening? It might feel like a stretch. And let's take the last one, whichever side you're on, taking that inhale here and pausing. Take another exhale and just stay there for a moment, whatever side you're on. And then inhaling everything back up to center and just taking that moment here. Maybe even notice how it feels around the neck. So for me, I almost feel like I've gotten a little bit taller, which I know I probably haven't, but when I used to play basketball, I wish I would have. Then let's take the arms down to the sides here. We're going to do something a little bit slightly more active with the neck. So we're going to take the arms and inhaling them up and overhead. And then as you exhale, let's bring the right arm down to the side, palm facing down, and with the left hand, just gently place it on the right side of your head and start to bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now keep on breathing here. A little bit of pressure here, head against the hand, but not really gripping or pulling on it. It's just to feel a bit of activation there. Good. Now from here, we're going to inhale and turn that right palm up. And then as you exhale, turn the palm down and come about halfway down. And good. Inhale, come on back up, turn the palm back up as you do that. And then exhale, turn the palm down and bring the arm all the way down, feeling through the neck, the shoulder, and the other part that's being opened a little bit. Good. Now let's inhale, bring both arms up and the head back to the center. And then we're going to swap sides. The left hand comes down with the palm facing down. The right hand comes to the right side of the head, and the right ear, so to the left side of the head, and the right ear comes over. Just take a moment there. Find that little feeling of that pressure, but it's just a light pressure to feel that slight engagement through this left side of the neck. Good. Now let's inhale, turn the palm up. Exhale, turn it down and come about halfway down. Maybe see if you can use that breath to release a little bit wherever the tightness is. And then inhale, bring the palm up again. And exhale, bring it all the way down. I'll take a few rounds of that, and I just invite you to focus on the opening. So inhale, bring the hands up. And then exhale, left ear to left shoulder, right arm reaches out, palm down. Good. Inhale, turn it up. Just notice even a subtle movement. Does that make any difference? And exhale, palm down, come about halfway down. Good. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, turn the palm down, releasing with that breath. Good. Inhale, come on back up to center, reach the arms up. And then exhale, let's come back to the other side. Good. Inhale, turn the palm. And exhale, palm down, come about halfway. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more on each side. Inhale, come on all the way back up to center. And then exhale back over to the left, palm down to start. Good inhale, turning the palm up. And then exhale, see if you can send that exhale to wherever that opening is happening for you. Good. Inhale, palm up again. Maybe even turning it a bit more. Feel the shoulder blades draw together. And then last one on this side, exhale, releasing the arm down. Good. Inhale. Come on back to center with everything. And then exhale, last one on this side. Good. Inhale, the palm turns up. Exhale, halfway down, palm down. Good. Inhale, come on back up. And then exhale, releasing all the way. Good. Inhale, bring everything back up. And then exhale as you come down, turn the palms down. Imagine you're pushing through something thick and focusing on the shoulders, also releasing down away from the ears as you bring the hands all the way down. And then just taking a moment there, maybe rest the hands on the thighs, whatever position you're in. And again, you can close the eyes if that feels good. Noticing any sensations there. You might even notice that maybe one side has more sensation than the other. It might have been the tight side. It might have been the side that just needed more opening. And then we'll do one more variation of that. So hands down at the sides again. We'll start exactly the same, but we'll do a slight variation with the gaze. So let's inhale, bring our arms up. And again, we'll start on the left. So bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then take a moment here. You're going to take your gaze down towards the ground. So you're just turning your head, your chin's coming towards the shoulder, and then take the hand and place it at the back of the head. And then maybe again, a little bit of resistance there. It might even bring your gaze down a little bit further. And same thing here, as you inhale, turn the palm up. And then as you exhale, palm comes down and goes halfway. Inhale, bring the arm up again, palm up again. And this time, as you exhale, turn the palm down, release the hand down, and then bring your head to the center. Gaze is still down. Good. And then inhale, bring everything up, arms up, gaze up. And exhale, come over to the other side, right ear towards right shoulder, palms facing down. And then taking that moment here, start to turn the gaze down, chin towards the shoulder, wherever is comfortable for you. And then take that right hand to the back of the head. Just noticing again that little bit of pressure and resistance. Where does that activate that stretch along the neck and the shoulder? Let's add the breath. Inhale, palm turns up. And then let's exhale halfway down with the palm turning down again. Good. Inhale, come back up, palm turns back up. And then exhale, let's release all the way. And as you do that, bring the gaze and the head to neutral, to the center. Okay, and then let's inhale, release everything. Come on back up. And then one more round as you exhale back to the left. Good. Turn the gaze down, hand comes to the back. And let's inhale, palm turns up. Exhale halfway with the palm down. Good. Inhale, come on back up. Maybe exploring what that pressure at the back of your head does if you increase or release it. Exhale, come down all the way and roll the head to the center and forward. Inhale, arms, gaze, come on back up. And last time to the other side. Exhaling right ear to right shoulder. Take a moment here and a breath or two as you bring the gaze down. And then let's begin. Inhale the palm up. Exhale, come on halfway down again, exploring that pressure against the back of your head, the head to the hand. And then inhale, bring the palm up again. And as you exhale the arm all the way down, rolling the head forward, gaze down. And inhale everything back up. Exhale, releasing everything back down. Again, take a moment here. Hands just resting on the thighs. You can close the eyes if that's comfortable. And noticing again any shift in the sensations Is there any sense of opening through the neck, the shoulders? Good. Then last but not least, just the little chest and upper back before we finish. Let's inhale the arms up to the side, palms facing down. And then we're going to exhale, stay here for a breath. Inhale, open the palms up, maybe even bring the gaze up. And then as you exhale, palms down, gaze comes forward, and let's cross the left arm under the right. And just keeping the elbows crossed and the palms out to the sides, slightly facing down. So it's almost like we're going into eagle arms, but not all the way. Get that pressure between the hands so you've got some activation there. And we'll just go through one round here. As we inhale, open up the chest, maybe lift the elbows up a little bit. And then exhale, come on back to neutral. As you inhale, release the arms, make a nice big Y and open up the chest. Maybe the gaze comes up again. Good. Exhale, palms down, arms parallel to the ground. And let's do the other side. Inhale, palms up first. Exhale, turn the palms down, sweep the right arm under the left. Find that little bit of locking and resistance there. Next inhale, let's open up the chest. Gaze can come up as well if that's comfortable. And then as you exhale, come on back down, maybe rounding in. And then inhale, release the arms. Take that nice big Y, open up the arms. And then come on back down. Again, just take that little moment here. If you feel like doing a couple extra shoulder rolls here, it's the last upper back and shoulders we're doing. Sitting up. Take that moment again, eyes closed. If that helps you to go inwards a little bit. Good. So let's come on down to the ground. I'm going to move this. I don't need it at all anymore. And you're welcome to grab a little blanket or something if you want something under your hips. So I tend to put one there just because it's nice and soft and my floors are hard. And we're going to start on our backs. If it feels comfortable for you with the legs straight, maybe just taking a moment there and taking a nice big stretch and a wiggle, if that's nice for you. If there's any kind of pressure in the lower back from that, then the next thing we're going into is the knees bent with them resting together. So if you want to go straight there, just head on over there. But if straight feels nice, you can flex the feet and maybe just take a little stretch side to side and a wiggle. And then when you are ready, just come on with the knees bent, feet flat on the ground. You can put them a little bit wider to let your knees rest together. Hands on the belly or out to the side, wherever's comfortable for you. Close the eyes as well if that's comfortable. And again, take that moment. Just reorient here with the ground a little bit. And as you breathe, draw your awareness and your attention to the back ribs. Maybe see if you can find a little sense of opening there as you're inhaling. Feel those ribs against the floor. Good. When you're ready, let's get the feet hip width apart, both knees bent. Take the right leg. I'm just going to straighten it out along the ground. The left hand can be on your belly or out to the side. Sorry, the left hand down on the ground with the palm facing down, and the right hand can be on your belly, but you can have it just down on the side with both palms facing down. So flex that right foot a little bit here. We're going to keep it flexed, some engagement there as we go through this. And we're going to be moving the arm and eventually the leg, and it's just the left arm and the right leg. So the right arm and left leg are going to stay as they are. Let's take a cleansing breath to start. Inhale. Exhale, release through the nose or mouth, it's up to you. And then let's inhale, sweep the left arm up. And as you do that, press the right foot away. So finding some space across the body. And then exhale, sweeping the arm down. Just a couple simple movements like this to begin. Inhale, sweeping the arm up, reach the fingertips, press the sole of the foot away. And exhale, come on back. I'm going to do two more. I'm going to cue a little bit less. And give you a little bit of space here to just explore the sensation as you go. Lengthen and come back. The inhales lengthen you, and the exhales bring you back. Good. On this next one, we're going to inhale and lengthen. Sweep the arm up, press the sole of the foot away. And then on the exhale, start to bend the knee and draw it into the chest as you sweep the arm back. Good. Inhale, open up again, lengthen the right leg. Flex the foot, sole of the foot presses away. Fingertips reach up. Good. And then exhale, draw the knee in. You can even press into that left foot a little bit to get that extra engagement as you come up through the core. Good. Let's do 3 more, moving at your own pace. And if you want, see if you can really slow it down and feel through every little bit of that movement. As long as your breath allows that slowing down and it still feels smooth and comfortable. Good, and let's all just finish up here in the lengthening position. Take 1 extra little lengthening. And then as you exhale, sweep the arm back and just re-bend that right leg. Come on back to the center. Take a moment there. Let everything release and relax here. Maybe noticing any sensations coming up there through the body, especially through the right hip, the right leg, and even maybe across into that left rib cage and the left arm. And then let's swap over to the other side, extending the left leg. Arms are by the sides to start here. And we're going to be moving left leg, right arm. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Left foot is flexed as you reach it away and get some space there between the left foot and right hand. Exhale, come on back. We'll do 2 together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come on back. And then 2 on your own. Maybe the pace is different. Focus on where that space is. And it might be different for you. Maybe the focus comes to the hip. Maybe it comes to the rib cage. Maybe you're feeling it right at the tips of the fingers, the armpit, anywhere. Last one here. And then let's do a couple together with that additional movement. So we're going to inhale, find the length. As you exhale, start to bend that left knee in, maybe pressing through the right foot to find that extra little bit of engagement. And then on the inhale, lengthen again, re-straighten the leg, and find that length from the sole of the foot to the fingertips. 1 more together. Exhale, drawing it in. And inhale, lengthening out. And then again, take 3 more at your own pace. And on the exhales, even though you're drawing in, maybe there's some spots where you can feel space created. Just notice where those are. Is there a little stretch or a lengthening somewhere? So we've got about 1 more maybe. If you're already there, just hang out in that lengthening position for a moment. And then find that extra little bit of length on your next inhale. And as you exhale, bring the arm back, rebend the leg, put both soles of the feet on the ground, and just let everything relax down through the hips, through the pelvis. See if you can just notice the sensations there for a moment, eyes open or closed. Good. Now we're going to move to work with the strap here. And we're going to start with the right leg again. So keeping the left leg bent, sole of the foot on the ground. Wrap the strap around the ball of your foot. I'm going to straighten that into the air. Now, when I say straight, it doesn't have to be a completely straight leg and it doesn't have to be directly above you. So the knee can be bent more and the foot can be further away. Just find a place where you're finding a bit of an opening out through the hamstring, but it's not agonizing in any way. So it feels like maybe a nice stretch, something that you could enjoy for a bit if we were staying there. And then we're going to work a little bit with just some resistance through the foot and just helping to activate and get some blood flow into the leg a little bit more through the calf and everything else. So get some resistance between the scarf or the strap, whatever you have, and your foot. So you're actively pulling down on the strap and pushing up through the foot, but maybe 30 to 50%. So it's not actually tensing your muscles to the point of really wearing them out. Now we're going to work with the breath, pointing and flexing. As you inhale, start to point and allow the foot to win effectively in that little tug of war. And then as you exhale, the strap starts to win, but you're still resisting and pulling that foot towards you. Good. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. A few more here. Keep moving at your own pace again, giving you that little bit of space to just explore, be able to notice a little bit more. And if at any point you're not quite on the remembering which breath is which, don't worry about that. It's more about noticing the sensations. Good, last one here. Just come into that flex position. And then we're going to move a little bit through the hip as well. Make that a little bit narrower. Good. Let's take an inhale here together. Press into the strap, activate that leg even more. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend at the knee and just draw it in towards the chest. It might come right to the chest or it might open a bit towards the armpit, but just see where it wants to go. And then as you inhale, straighten it back out. You might even want to play around with putting that leg further away. So we're going to move in and out. Exhale, coming in. Inhale, straightening back out. Maybe even find a bit of a hamstring stretch if you're pulling on that strap. Exhale in. Inhale out. And that angle of where the knee is going might change a little bit each time. I'm just feeling into it there. Might really want to open up. Let's do one more. Inhale away. Exhale towards. Good. Now inhale. Straighten that leg up, whatever straight is for you. And then we're going to bend at the knee and turn and bring the ankle with the foot flexed over that left knee or just above the left knee there. If that's too intense for you, you can walk that left foot away a little bit, or if you want a little bit extra, you can actually pull it in a little bit here. And we're just going to move this leg in and out so it's an opening and closing motion. Get the right hand and just gently place it against the inside of the right knee there. And then let's start moving with the breath. Let's take a nice cleansing breath so we're on the same beat again. Inhale. Exhale, side out. And then as you inhale, opening up the leg, you can use the hand to just explore how far it feels comfortable for you. And then as you exhale, start to bring the hand to the outside of the knee and draw it towards you and over. I'm going to walk my foot away. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close and over. And again, that angle might be slightly different each time. Just noticing in what direction it maybe has a little bit of space it wants to open in. It's very much an exploration. The inhales open you up, and the exhales draw you in. Just one more here. Good, and then just opening back up and come to a place that's comfortable here to start. The hand can be a little bit on the inside of the knee, but even if you let it go, it's comfortable there. And then see if you've got a little bit more space to open up here. You can walk that foot in a little bit more if that feels all right. And you can even take it off the ground, which really starts to bring that leg towards you. And if you can reach around the back of that left thigh. If you don't have that space, but you still want to create that kind of resistance against the back of the thigh, you can actually grab the strap to help you hold that in there. And if you've got that left foot off the ground, remember to keep that right foot flexed. We can add a little bit here by inhaling and straightening that left leg. Just add this little dynamic stretch, pushing in to help the right leg open, and then exhale, rebend the knee. You can even let things draw away from the body a little bit. That's inhale, straighten. And if you're just still sitting in that stretch with your foot on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Even if you want to take a few more opens and close, if that felt good for you, and this one's not the right one for you. If you're in this one, let's just do one more. And now straightening the leg. And wherever you're at, come back to just having that foot on the ground. And let's just uncross, bring it back to neutral, straighten it out again, and then bring it back to the floor. You can even rebend the knee to bring it back. And let's take that right arm up, keep that right foot flexed, and take one little stretch here on this side, reaching both away from each other. And then just let yourself come on back to neutral, relax the leg, maybe even give a little shake side to side, and just take a moment there. Good. Rebend the knees, and then let's move on over to the other side. I'm going to take the strap, the scarf, whatever you've got there, wrap it up over the foot. Last time I had it really, really wide, and that was almost too much surface area there. So I made it a little bit narrower, but it's mostly just across the ball of my foot here. Now find that right height for you. Maybe even notice if this leg feels quite different than the other. Maybe it's got more space, or you're finding it's further away. You bend or straight. Maybe a little micro bend even if it's straight. And then let's get that resistance between the foot, the scarf, or the strap, and begin that little dynamic point and flex. So let's inhale, press the foot away. And then exhale, draw it, flex it towards you. Good. Inhale, foot's winning. Exhale, your strap is winning. Good. Inhale. Exhale. This is about the most competitive yoga we'll ever get. Well, for me anyway. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. A few more here. Finding your rhythm. Noticing where is that opening. Last one. And then again, we're moving into that knee bending in and straightening out. Let's take an inhale here. You might even take the foot further away. And then as you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest or the armpit. See where it wants to go, especially this first time. Interesting to let yourself notice. Inhale, straighten out. And then exhale, draw it in. A few more here. Inhale away. Exhale, drawing in. Keep going with this. You might even find really subtle differences. Like for me, I just noticed that I actually want to bend it more and then open it. It's just my body's kind of telling me that that feels better in terms of the opening. Let's see what your body's saying. A couple more. And then wherever you're at, let's come to bring that foot straight. Release the scarf or strap. That's the last time we're using it, so I'm going to chuck it away. And then we're going to cross on over. Left foot is flexed, and we'll go into the opening as in closing again. Adjust that right foot. See where that's comfortable for you for this piece here. Let's inhale, open it up using that left hand to help guide you to that place that feels right just for you. And then as you exhale, flipping the hand over and drawing in and over. So the hand's more of a guide. It's not really forcing anything. And inhale, open. Exhale, close. Keep on going with this motion. The inhales open you up. And the exhale, closing things in. Maybe you're finding a little bit more space each time. Maybe the angles are slightly different, you're finding. And last one here. Also just noticing, if you can, are the left and the right really different? It might be a subtle difference. It might be quite obvious right away. And then when you're ready, have that left knee open, the left leg, the left foot is still flexed. And again, you can start walking that in if that's comfortable. And you can always stay in this position and just sit open. You're always welcome to come out of it completely if that feels better. I do actually need the scarf, don't I? It wasn't quite time yet. And if it's comfortable, bring that foot away from the ground. You might even notice the angle of this is really different than the other side. And then hands, or maybe the scarf to the back of the thigh here, and then add that dynamic bit if it feels right for you. The inhales, straighten the leg, and the exhales, rebending. And your straightening and rebending might be more like here. So it doesn't have to look exactly the way it does on the screen. Inhales, lengthen the leg, exhales, rebend the knee. Let's take one more. And then when you're ready, just let that foot come on back to the ground. Anchor it there first, and then release that left leg. Bring it back to neutral, and then straightening it out wherever your straight is. And lengthen it around along the ground. Bring the left hand up. Inhale, find a little bit of a stretch here. And then as you exhale, just relax everything. Let the hip relax, the foot goes nice and floppy. And you can even wiggle it side to side a little bit there. See how that feels. Good, now bring everything back to the center. Rebend that left knee, maybe put the feet out to the side a little bit. Let the knees drop together, and again, take a moment there. Again, noticing eyes open or closed. Is anything shifting in that sensation of space? Good. Now just a couple more things before we really bed down into that restorative. Bring the feet together, the knees together, hands can go out to the sides. I'm going to take a few little twists here and see if we can create some space right through the hip and the side of the body. We're going to do some dynamic ones, and then we're going to stay on each side. But dynamic first, just to get the body into the rhythm. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Let's exhale, going right first. And again, the first few are always just little tests, seeing what the range is, where you're feeling it. Inhales back to center, and the exhales over to the other side. Good, inhale center, exhale to the side, and just start settling into your own rhythm. The inhales center, and the spine lengthens as you come to center. And then the exhales to the side, space in the hip, but also the spine is twisting here. So letting that happen. Good, keep on going side to side. Maybe also start to see if you can bring a little bit of focus to that top hip. So if you're going to the left, noticing the right hip, see if you can almost very intentionally pushing it over, creating some extra space if that feels good. And take one more round here. Last will be on the left. And then on that left side, you're just going to come into it and stay there for a moment, maybe holding it. You might even see, for you, it might be more comfortable or might feel like more space if you bring those knees up closer towards that left arm, or it might be nice exactly as they are. And another way you can explore a space in this a little bit is what's happening with your right arm. Maybe if you sweep it up a little higher and even reach a little bit away from the body, almost like you're making a Y on that side. The gaze can move a little bit as well. And then if you really feel like you might have some more space along that right hip, you can try straightening the right leg out. That's kind of the last option for additional space. And whichever version you're in, Just breathing into it. Use that exhale to see if you can release into the places that are asking for a little bit more space. Good. Now, if you shimmy those knees up a little higher, maybe bring them back to that start position. Find the edge of that left foot on the ground. Let's bring the arms down to the sides, turn the hands up to the ceiling, and then press down into the elbows a little bit to engage the core as you inhale back up to the center. So just helping our lower back a little bit. If you find your feet have really walked on over to that side, bring them back to center. Take an inhale in the middle here, and then let's exhale on over to the right. And again, find that static position. I want to add the arms back out to the sides. And then start moving to your variation. So you might want to explore with that left arm reaching. The gaze might want to come over a little bit here. And then if you want to walk those knees up a little bit higher, that feels good for you. And lastly, if you want a little bit more space, you can try extending that knee. It doesn't have to go completely straight. It can just be part way. And then coming back to using that breath, see if on the exhales, you can use them to soften anywhere that you're feeling the stretch. Even where you're feeling the twist or any other sensation. Good, now come on back to center. Not to center, sorry, bring your arms back so that you get your elbows down on the ground. Press them down into the ground a little bit, just get that activation. And then as you inhale, come on back with the knees. Good, give them a little hug here. Maybe a little rock side to side. And then let the knees just fall into your hands. Cup the hands over the knees. Let the weight of them just fall in there. And you can release the feet to the ground. Even you can kind of test it if you let your hands go, your knees kind of want to drift away. And let's take a couple in and outs here. Inhale to start. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale away. Exhale, draw them in. And then this time, inhale them away and just let the feet come right down to the ground, hip width apart. Relax and release for a moment here. Maybe again, allow the awareness to come back around the pelvis and the hips, the lower back. See if there's any more shift in the space there as we move through towards the last little bit. Good. Walk the feet towards the heels, towards the torso there. We're going to go into this last little bridge, so have your block somewhere handy and nearby. I'm going to bring mine a little bit closer there just so it's easier to reach when we get there. Hands down at the sides, palms facing down. We're going to add a little bit of sound to this. So just to wind down, we're going to really ask the nervous system to relax and release. Good. Let's take that cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Good. Inhale. We're going to go about halfway or a third. Exhale, taking a moment here. And see if you can find a little bit of release in around the hips. Good. And then we're going to inhale, bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, turn the palms and bring the palms to cover the eyes. Good. Inhale, straighten the arms out again, fingertips reach up. Stay here for a breath and exhale. Now this time as you inhale, let the arms sweep up. They could go overhead or nice and wide, and just let the hips and the chest lift up and open to whatever height feels comfortable. Good. Stay here for that extra breath just because I've talked too long. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hips down and sweep the hands back down. So we're not going to stay for that extra breath when we move through it. Good. Now we're going to do that again, and I'm going to add a little bit of sound to some pieces that you're welcome to join in with the ohms. Good. Let's inhale, bring the hips halfway, third of the way, whichever's comfortable for you. Take the extra exhale here, see if you can release a little bit. Good. Inhale, add the arms, fingertips up, and then you've got the option here to add an ohm on the exhale. Om. Good, inhale, straightening the arms out again. Take that extra exhale here. You can even let the hips release a little bit down towards the ground if that feels good. And then inhale, let's open. Let the chest and the hips rise. Whatever feels like a comfortable opening. And then let's exhale or om all the way back. Om. Good, one last round. Inhale, come on up to that first level. Exhale, release, maybe even let the hips come down a bit. Inhale, add the arms. Palms to eyes. Oh. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, release again. Maybe even let the hips come down a little bit more. And then inhale, find the opening. Hips, chest opens, just to height that's comfortable. We're not going for maximum. It's just wherever's good. Take that extra breath here. It's the last one. Inhale. And then come on back. Exhale or om. Om. And grab the block. Bring the hips up a little bit. Place the block under the hips. It could be on the lowest height, maybe medium, but don't go too high. We're going for releasing and relaxing here at the end. And just releasing. If you want, you can move the feet a little bit wider if that allows you to rest everything a little bit more. Just really notice in the position that you're in, is it easy to relax, or does it feel like you're holding something? And then see if you can find a position. It might even be walking your feet away, where you can really let the hips and the lower back rest. And just one or two more breaths here. And then lift the hips up a little bit, move that block over, hug the knees in one last time, maybe a little side to side. If there's anything else that you like and it feels like your body needs at this point in time, go ahead and take it. It could be as simple as maybe your hips feel like they need a tiny bit of a twist, maybe some windshield wipers, gently side to side, feet nice and wide. Maybe you're a fan of things like Happy Baby, if that's in your repertoire. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Good. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a restorative. So maybe just rolling off to the side for a moment here. Stay as low as you can while you're grabbing things. And a couple really nice options here. Some really simple ones are things like, I've got two quite meaty cushions. Can be quite nice to get your legs as high as possible for you. That helps to release the lower back and the hips quite a bit. Even just having one cushion under the knees can be nice. If you've got a chair or something, you can put the cushions under there and stick your feet on top. So that's always a really lovely option, one of my favorites. Other options that you may have tried in the past, and like, or even finding a bit of an ankle for your body. And if you've got another cushion or anything, it can be nice to still have something under your knees. But it can be quite nice to be laying in a supported angle for your torso. If you have a lot of cushions, you can do both. It's called double reclined. Pretend I have cushions there. So that's a really, really nice one. And if for any reason you're feeling that opening feeling with your chest to the sky is a bit too much, and you're comfortable in things like child's pose, it can also be really nice to cushion yourself underneath. And that support in front of you. So just go ahead and take whatever time you need to find yourself in a position of real comfort where you can feel that you can really let go. into the space underneath you, into the support, whatever position you're in. If you've got a blanket or something nearby, you can feel free to lay that on top of you. I'm going to be here for probably about 15 minutes or so. I'm just seeing if there's any other little adjustments that you want to make. It could be little things, even things underneath your hands. Maybe just even like the position of your arms or your legs. You can wiggle the hips or the feet and the arms out. Maybe even shake the head side to side. See if that shifts the position slightly. Releases anything potentially. You can always, if you're using a scarf, use that to just gently have a little bit of extra sensory withdrawal around the eyes. And really just allowing yourself to have any last little adjustments to find that place of comfort. And if it's comfortable, go ahead and start to close the eyes if they're not already there. And if it's more comfortable to have them open, then find somewhere to rest the gaze, somewhere nice and neutral. And also remembering that at any point, if it feels like you need a little shift in your position or you want to change positions altogether, something else just feels like it would bring you more comfort, then you're always welcome to shift as well. Don't feel like you have to stay where you are. And we'll begin by simply inviting you to notice the support that you have laid down beneath you, around you. It might literally be the support where the cushions or the floor. I'm just meeting you and giving you a space to rest into. But it can also be things like the blanket or the scarf or anything you've chosen to put either around you or over you. So the support can be very literally holding you, taking the weight of you. It could be more of something that's maybe feeling like it's hugging you in, giving you warmth. I'll let you just begin to allow your awareness and your attention to explore a little bit any of the spaces that have been opening up through the practice, if any. And if nothing feels more open, then that's okay. Maybe exploring around the neck and shoulders. The space could be around the chest, lower back, the hips. Maybe the space is through the whole body. There's a sensation from the tips of the fingers to the top of the head, to the toes. Maybe that space even feels a little bit wider, than the body itself. And noticing, again, a bit like at the start, if you can breathe into the space. What does it feel like to inhale and fill it up? And as you exhale, does the space stay, or does it ebb and flow, expand and contract? Also, does that space feel just right? Does it feel too big? Maybe not enough? If it's just right, maybe keep on breathing in and out, following the ebb and flow, the feel of the space you've created. If it feels a little bit too big, maybe allow the focus and the attention to turn to the exhales, to draw it in a little bit each time until it feels right. At least until it feels better. If it's too small, maybe draw the awareness more to the inhales, focusing on the corners and the edges and expanding as you breathe in. And then wherever you are, even if it isn't exactly right, maybe allowing the ebb and flow of the breath to simply allow for an acceptance of exactly where you are right in this moment. And allowing yourself to release, to surrender, to let go into the support beneath you and around you. And then lastly, begin to notice if it's comfortable in that space as it is. Would adding something make it even that little bit more comfortable? Could it use a little bit of kindness or compassion? Maybe it wants a little bit of extra warmth. Anything else? If you're filling that space up with anything, you see if on the exhales, on the inhales, you can allow whatever it is to enter. And on the exhales, really allowing it to settle, to stay and to be. And then wherever you've come to, again, coming back to that acceptance with every breath and every exhale. See if you can allow yourself to release a little bit more. Softening through the whole body, the muscles, the skin, the tissues. Begin to let go. And let it go. And let it go. Simply breathe. Simply be. Simply breathe. Simply be. Allowing yourself to rest, to restore, to heal. And simply breathe. Simply be. And gently beginning to allow the awareness to start to explore the sounds around you. Maybe at first noticing what sounds are there. Are they far away? Are some of them closer? Maybe it's very quiet and it's just the sound of my voice. allowing the awareness and the attention towards those sounds. Start to shift towards awareness and attention towards the sensation of touch. You could be feeling the support beneath you, around you. Maybe the feeling of a blanket on your skin. Even the temperature of the air. Be noticing sensation of taste. Noticing any smells in the room. And then gently letting that awareness start to bring you back to the body. Maybe even picturing it in the space that you're holding, that you're occupying. And as you notice more and more sensations through the body, maybe even start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Start to actively create sensations. Maybe as you go, finding a little bit more movement through the ankles and the wrists. And maybe even finding that movement through the head, gently rolling it from side to side. And then as and when you begin to feel ready, if it feels good in your body, taking a nice big stretch. If you happen to be on your back, reaching the arms up and over, pointing the toes away. If you're on your front, maybe reaching the arms over, finding the length in the spine. And whichever position you're in, find your way to a nice hug. Drawing the knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And then if you're on your back, as and when you start to feel ready, just rolling yourself on over to the right-hand side. Just feel free to go to the left if that's more comfortable. And again, keeping your eyes closed as long as it still feels right for you. Just feeling yourself in that new orientation to the space around you. And again, as and when you're ready, start to make your way up to a seated position. Again, with the eyes closed if that's still comfortable. Take your time. And when you get there, find yourself sitting up nice and tall, the length through the spine, the opening of the shoulders. If it's comfortable, stay with the eyes closed or close them again. And take this last little check-in to see what that sensation of space is like for you. Maybe noticing the quality, the pace, the length of the breath at the end of the practice. And then last but not least, if the mind wandered, or even if it's wandering right now, how does it feel if you invite whatever it is to come in and just have a cup of tea or any other beverage of choice? To not let it take over, but also to not push it away and resist. Maybe even noticing a little bit of quiet and space actually means that we can hear more. And then when you're ready, let's take the left hand and place it over the heart center. Take the right hand, place it over the left. And then if it feels right for you today, I'll invite you to just think of something that you're grateful for. It could be little, big, anywhere in between. And then taking another moment and just acknowledging whatever that is. It could be a simple thank you. It could be imagining some sort of gesture, gift, maybe just an act of kindness. And whatever your gesture is, maybe also turning that towards yourself and just acknowledging and thanking yourself for taking a little bit of time today just to take care of you. And then when you're ready, place the palms together. If you want a little bit of extra warmth, rub them, create a bit of heat. And then let's place the palms over the eyes. Maybe take that moment, hear that last little bit of withdrawing the senses. And then find a point where you feel ready to blink them open. Spread the fingertips. And again, in your own time, when you're ready, releasing the hands back down to the lap. And feel free to take a little moment here to take stock of the space around you. Let it come back nice and gently. And take as much time as you need here. Namaste.